that predict that once the pandemic of the virus is over, the pandemic of mental disorders is going to start. And what is going on over the last year has possibly made the situation more dramatic than ever. So many countries around the globe, and I'm sorry that I don't have exact numbers, but I assume you can easily imagine what I'm referring to. So many countries around the globe have at certain moments imposed certain forms of lockdowns where people were limited in their social activities as they were used to them. Let me tell you in a nutshell what the situation is where I live, and that is Berlin, central to Northern Europe. For instance, for a long time, it was not possible for two families to meet. It was just one person could visit one family. Then everything is closed when it comes to social life, cultural life, sports life. You cannot go to a museum, to a restaurant, to the gym. Nothing like that works. In my opinion, the most painful aspect of all this is that we are now entering the third semester when almost everything, 98% of everything will be online. And our students are at home in South Korea and Brazil and Ecuador and the United States, and they don't really have the college life, the student social life. And children are not going to regular school. Children aged 13 to 18 are again not having the usual social life, the sports, the flirting, the parties, and so on, which might have grave consequences for the future because they might be lacking skills or motivation, and so on and so on. There are many studies published in scientific journals, as well as, for instance, in Guardian, that predict that once the pandemic of the virus is over, the pandemic of mental disorders is going to start. One of the things, anxiety and depression, are reported in some countries to be 7 to 10 times higher when you're asking people, how do you feel? So this is not depression diagnosed by a psychiatrist, but self-reports. Then it could be followed by many other things. ADHD, uncontrollable impulses and aggression, and so many different things. Are we prepared? How are we going to deal with this? I'm not sure I can offer you a very good answer to this, although I believe we're all interested in this. In most of the countries, mental health care services are working worse than before because some of the employees might be working in other institutions or being overwhelmed by the number of calls or referrals, or might be suffering mental health problems themselves. So we have a higher demand and we can offer less. So this might be one of the highest priorities very, very soon.